Iranian protester sentenced to death said he suffered horrific torture, Iran.
Here's a summary of the article.
1 minute read. Saeed Mohammad Hosseini was handed capital punishment on December 6 for his alleged role in the killing of a member of the paramilitary Basij force, an accusation he has repeatedly rejected. The lawyer of Saeed Mohammad Hosseini, an anti-government Iranian protester sentenced to death, says his client's confessions have been obtained, under torture, and therefore have no legal validity. The lawyer, Ali Sharifzadeh Ardakani, said on Twitter that he managed to meet Hosseini for the first time on December 18 in the prison in the northern city of Karaj where his client is being incarcerated. Hosseini was handed capital punishment on December 6 for his alleged role in the killing of a member of the paramilitary Basij force, an accusation he has repeatedly rejected. 4 other defendants were sentenced to death in the same case, while 11 others, including 3 under 18s, received prison terms of up to 25 years. Dozens of people involved in the demonstrations have been handed capital punishment or are facing charges that carry a death sentence. Iran carried out the first execution on December 8, followed by a second one 4 days later, triggering international condemnation.
This post received a score of 7,400, with an upvote ratio of 97%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
I don't have anything to say except that the protesters in Iran are incredibly brave.
Yes, they are when they know their fate they are sealing.
Greater than beating with eyes blindfolded, hands and feet tied, kicking to the head until he fainted, hitting the soles of his feet with an iron rod and using shockers on different parts of the body. Such scum, and yet they fancy themselves the righteous ones. Just consider the irrationality the human mind is capable of to hold that thought. This has been going on for a minute. Anything the rest of the world can do besides sitting by or invading. Sanctions? Pretty sure Iran is already pretty sanctioned.
Greater than anything the rest of the world can do besides sitting by or invading? Honestly, invading would probably make things worse, just like how Saddam invading Iran allowed the Ayatollah to consolidate their power.
Yeah, no, invading is definitely the worst option.
So we need to do some invading. How much?
Full invasion of the Middle East to create peace in the Middle East is what it sounds like.
But who on this earth would answer such a call? Australia.
EMU division never suffered a loss.
Suffered 2 casualties but no deaths.
Any captive in such a heavily indoctrinated regime will be brutally tortured. The authorities wield their divine retribution with zealous anger and can conveniently dehumanize any human life not in their group.
Greater than the authorities wield their divine retribution with zealous anger and can conveniently dehumanize any human life not in their group. Anything can be justified when you label your opponents as enemies of God.
Which is why in the US, one side is trying to paint the other as a child kidnapping, torturing, molesting, murdering, cannibalizing cabal of James Bond villains.
Are you referring to the Russians that are currently kidnapping children, torturing on a mass scale, raping on a mass scale, murdering on a mass and indiscriminate scale? I'm not sure about the cannibalizing and no James Bond villain as quite as inept.
Probably referring to QAnon conspiracy theories.
Thank you. I am hypersensitive to Russian bots projecting. I have downvoted myself.
There are other tortures such as a torture they call Garpani. These are not the only ways of torture in Iran, but most common ways. Dying under the torture is common in Iranian prisons. Sometimes they keep beating up the prisoner and keep torturing him/her until the prisoner is dead. During past 40-something years, tens of thousands of political prisoners have gone under brutal tortures and hundreds have died under it.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.